I also believe that all the integration that we've seen, so with SecureX, with Nexus Dashboard and AppD, and also Intersight and AppD, and finally with Thousand Eyes and AppD, we really do need that single place to look to be able to troubleshoot. And for monitoring. So I thought that was very insightful, and I'm glad Cisco's moving in that direction.
Cisco recognizes the need to simplify the many tools that they have out there, to break down the silos, if you like, and reduce the operational complexity in their management platforms. And I think we saw that across what you might call manager of managers or single pane of glass, but generally trying to pull in complex functions into a single tool. And I think we saw that in a number of areas today. And I think that's a very interesting direction. If they can pull it off, it'll be a very positive step for operations.
So for me, learning about the Terraform integration with Intersight was useful. Being able to see more modern tooling for being able to manage your infrastructure, what you're used to using in the cloud or with the, higher level abstractions, and being able to use that inside of with your physical hardware. Also, the app dynamics and Thousand Eyes integrations were insightful because they help. We're living in a world where end-to-end visibility is becoming even more important, and not just at the infrastructure layer, because with everything being encrypted and not necessarily being infrastructure that you operate and own, that your users and your applications are attached to, helps you to better see the entire picture.
Being with highly technical experts in the various technologies, and often someone else in the group will ask a question that makes me think of another question. The high level of presentations, and also just being part of this community and really getting a chance to learn.
Less sales, more engineering. We get to talk to people who are technologically incredibly smart and don't beat around the bush. We get the straight answer, and we get the chance to actually ask some questions, which is something that very few people get. And we get the chance to ask those questions for people out in Twitter land. And I think people out there appreciate the opportunity as well to ask those questions through us and get access, which they would not get any other way either. There's a huge value there.
We get to help drive that discussion further, as opposed to just being, obviously it is in line with what the presenter is presenting, but it's more, we help to draw out the details that we as engineers care about more, and it helps us to make more informed decisions after the fact. I would like to see someone from Cisco Internal IT present and talk about how they utilize the Cisco solutions internally. Alternatively, someone like Shannon Ireland to come in and talk about what he's doing with the cloud stuff and all the open source projects that he's working with there as well. So a little bit more non-traditional for what Tech Field Day is, but it'd be very interesting to see those.
Someone from come and represent IPv6 and talk about how they push IPv6 both within Cisco and as a strategy to the business units, and talk about perhaps the struggles they have both internally and with the customer base, making IPv6 a reality in the world. It's a struggle we face both with our own customers and elsewhere, and I think that's a subject that could use a bit more light shed.
DCNM is seeing a reemergence from the dead, so I would like someone to talk about that topic. And go big or go home, Chuck Robbins.
The representation from the delegates helps to draw out the details that most presentations are lacking. Also, it helps for Cisco Live and specifically, it seems to be more like a highlight of the overall event, in the high points about what Cisco is really trying to highlight that year. And so it helps the community to be able to get a brief synopsis of the overall event, but still have other things to go to be able to get the detail that they need.
they get right to the point. They're packed very densely with technical information. They're not wrapped with a bunch of marketing nonsense. And it's about as close as you can get to being in the room yourself to watch these presentations or to be able to ask questions and interact with the presenters. It's a great way to get that information, and I think it's a unique way of getting that information.
I discovered Tech Field Day sitting in hotel rooms while prepping for the next day's meeting because I wanted to make sure that I was completely prepared because let's face it, I don't look like the engineer. So I never felt like I could go in without being completely confident, and I didn't want to have to say, I don't know or I'm not sure. So it was years ago when I discovered Tech Field Day, and soon, every single time I was in a hotel, I would Google Tech Field Day and the topic because I knew that's where I was going to get the best information to prepare me for that meeting the next day.